off to find some staff now?
Hello everybody, welcome back to some Skyrim Special Edition. Picking up where we left off, hopefully, I said last... Okay, I don't know why they're ready for combat, but whatever, maybe they're going to the hall to do their practice and they got into the animation before they did it. But anyway, hopefully I said that we were going to advance the main plot, because I looked through my quest log in that and I couldn't really see anything else that we would be doing, so...
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Staff of Magnus?
Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking?
Archmage Aaron said you mentioned it recently, or it may be connected to the Eye of Magnus.
The Eye of Magnus? I can appreciate that this thing, this orb, it's very impressive, very unique, and definitely worth studying. But let's not jump to any conclusions or assign it importance beyond what we're certain of.
The Augur referred to it as the Eye of Magnus, not me.
The Augur. Just what have you gotten yourself involved in? Whatever is going on, whatever you're up to, be very careful.
Sorry, so the Staff of Magnus?
Well, it's said to be very powerful. Has the capacity to store an incredible amount of magical power, as the story goes. But it's more myth than anything at this point. I've no doubt that it actually exists, but no one has seen it in, what, decades? Longer? I'm not sure. The only time I've heard it mentioned was when those Synod characters showed up some months ago looking for it.
Who are the Synod?
Mages based out of Cyrodill. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power.
So no one knows the staff's location?
No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative.
What else can you tell me about the Staff of Magnus?
I'm not really sure. Made and used by Magnus himself, if you believe those sorts of things. I believe I've heard it said that it's the only thing that could adequately contain his power. The sort of embellishment wizards of ancient times loved to make.
Okay. So off to Mzulft we go. Which is way down here. But hey, there's an Imperial camp. Fine, awesome.
So you're off to find some staff now?
Yep.
I don't see the point of that.
Well, technically, neither do I. I mean, we were told that it was important, but I guess we never really were told why. I mean, obviously I know why, because I've done this quest line before, but I mean... But anyway, this here, I do believe, is the Dwarven Storeroom, which we've already... I want to say we've already actually been in there. I don't remember why we went in there, but I think we stopped by for something. But either way, we'll be back there later anyway. But here we are at Mzulft. I still don't know how to pronounce it, even though she just pronounced it for us. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure she said Synod, and then I immediately went Synod. Like a fucking idiot. So I mean, does it matter if she tells us how to pronounce it, if I'm still gonna mispronounce it afterwards anyway? Now if you're wondering what I'm doing, there's a dragon, but that's not why I'm coming up here.
Dwarven City. I've heard stories.
I would think there's a chest up there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, don't know how one does get up there, but oh, not quite what I wanted. Oh, and the dragon decided to pick a fight with me. What do I even have equipped right now? Incinerate on the fire dragon, right? And I still never put any... Man! Really need to put some of my other destruction spells on here. Where's my expert thunderbolt? Let's favorite that. I mean, to be fair, the incinerate actually did a good chunk of damage because this is like just a dragon, not. Now that is low enough that he should crash. Unfortunately, he's going all the way over there, I think, to do it. So, anyway, yeah, I think there's a chest up here, but as you can imagine, I don't like strictly remember how to get up there easily. Try and keep climbing up here, but this seems awfully steep. Up, oh, there we go. Got up there. Ah, here we are. Easy peasy. So like I said, I think there's a chest up here. Yeah, there is. Hidden chest. Not worth it, but, you know, maybe when you open it, it is, since the loot is rather random. But anyway. Down. Don't know where Bradina went. She probably went off on a whole thing either to chase... There she is. To either chase the dragon or try and catch up to me.
Crystal.
So you're off to find some staff now?
Find.
Oh.
Paratus. In oculary.
Okay. There's the key. Research log. Lieutenant Gavros, the council has become aware of the lack of progress in your group's effort. They are particularly displeased to learn that your specification for the focusing crystal were completely incorrect. The entire Binders Conclave has worked tirelessly, and the council is quite sure this new crystal will suit your needs. You are herewith entrusted with delivering the crystal to the site, completing your work, and delivering a full report to the council with all possible haste. The council trusts you will deliver the crystal to the oculary personally, and that there will be no further complications. First, adjunct or, well, I guess that's how you pronounce it, but anyway. So yeah, you can't actually get in here unless you're doing this quest, because if you don't have this quest active, that guy isn't there. And I don't think there's well, I mean, even if there is like a back entrance to this place, you're not gonna get in it because it'll be locked. You know, I will say, out of all like the Dwemer shit that you find, these urns are probably the only thing that like I actually like the looks of. What are you? You're dual wielding lightning, eh? I guess one of those could be the summon. Oh, look at that, there is two trapped there. One of those, I guess, could be the summon Storm Atronach spell. Scroll of Harmony, I see that went well for you. Although I don't see... I don't see what... Oh, maybe this thing killed you. Come to think of it, I don't think... Well, it does do some. It does do some damage, but not a lot. I'm not sure if Incinerate will do more or less, but... Only one way to find out, really. I will say, you gotta like the Dwemer's, like, oddness for safety. Like, they have this thing that doesn't move at all, locked behind these cages. But these things that could probably seriously injure somebody if they get, like, they trip on them or something, you know? They're just out in the open. They're just chilling. Like, they don't bother covering those up. Oh, there's a convector. We might have to come back here later then. I don't know if you have to use all the convectors, because there's a bunch of them. And for that Arniel's Endeavor quest that we worked on there, I do believe the next step, or the step after that, involves us finding those, but I don't know if we need to find multiples or just one. Okay, I can't help but feel like that. I was gonna say, I can't help but feel like she hit me with the electricity and not that thing, but never mind. There was another spider. So it's fine. Okay, well that's clearly a trap. I mean, didn't even try to hide that there was a trap attached to that door, like damn. Oh, I watched a, time for some anime talk now. I watched a new one, or at least the first season of it. 2 seasons. Did not realize that until I was almost done. Or until I reached episode 12, or I was almost at episode 12 of the first season. Because, like, I was watching it and I was like, man, it seems odd that they're going to end, like, I don't know how they're going to get to the end in, like, the next few episodes. And then, like, I looked and it's like, oh, because there's, like, 3 times as many episodes left as I thought. Because, you know, most animes that I watch only have 12 episodes. This one, 20 episodes in the first season, and then it even has an entire second season, which does, in my defense, only have 12 episodes. So, but it was Nisekoi, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm sure it's a Japanese word just written in English, which doesn't generally translate well. But yeah, main premise is main character guy is son of Yakuza boss, made a promise with a girl 10 years ago, when he was like 5 or 6, and the promise they made was that he had a locket that had like an actual lock on it. She had the key to it, and when they grew up, they would meet again, open the locket together, and then get married. Well, I mean, get engaged, I guess. It would depend on how far into the future. Like, they're still in high school right now, so I doubt that. You know. But anyway, it all revolves around, like, this new girl transfers in to the same school as him, and they fucking hate each other, but the teacher keeps sticking them together because, you know, he's like the nice guy in the classroom. So it's like, hey, show her around, and here she can help you with this, so that, you know, you can, like, tell her whatever, you know, as you're working, taking care of the animals after school. That's the task the teacher assigns them. And yeah, fuck it, why not? Anyway, and then there's this other girl who is in love with them, and he's in love. Well, they have crushes on each other, but neither of them will fucking say it to the other one because, you know, it's an anime, so they can't just tell each other that they like them, or that they like each other. And oh god, that actually hurt. And she actually has a key, but even though they've known each other for 2 years, and like the fact that he keeps this locket on him at all times is like a big part of his character. Apparently, with those, I think it was 2 years that they've known each other now. It may have been 3, but either way. And she thinks, but she's never seen this locket before. Like, he doesn't hide it or anything. He always has it. I mean, in the very first episode, when the new girl arrives at the school, she's late. So she, like, jumps over the school wall and, like, knees him in the face, which makes him drop the locket because he had, like, because, like, he just had it out and was just, like, spinning it on his finger with the chain. But anyway, so, I mean, like, it's not like it would have been a secret that he had this locket, so I feel like in 2 years of knowing him, it would have came up. Now, granted, I don't think in those 2 years they talked very much. But, you know, still. But anyway, then it turns out that the new girl, who he hates, and she hates him, the new girl is the daughter of like a mob boss from the States. And the Yakuza that his dad's Yakuza and her dad's mob guys are fighting each other, and even though their fathers are friends and they don't want them to fight each other, for some reason they decide that just telling them not to fight is too easy, I guess. And instead, their grand plan is to have them fake a relationship so that because if the two kids are in a relationship, then the gangs won't fight each other because they wouldn't want them to get caught in the middle of it after all, right? Because like the two gangs are like overly attached to the kids, like more so than like obviously, you know, the gangs wouldn't like be dismissive of the boss's kids, but they're like way too into what happens in these kids' lives, right? So anyway, they're supposed to fake a relationship for 3 years. And then, like, you know, as with anime, you know, because they have to fake the relationship, it very slowly starts turning into an actual relationship. Like, they actually start liking each other and everything, right? Even though he still has a crush on the other girl, and she still thinks that she hates him. Right, and it just goes on, and then it turns out that well, I won't spoil anything else. I won't spoil anything else. That's the extent that I'll say, because all of that you find out in like the first couple episodes, or you know, you can gather just because it's an anime. Because I mean, technically they don't start liking each other very early on, but I mean, it's also an anime, so you know that that's gonna happen. But like a bunch of shit goes down anyway. But I finished the first season. I'll watch the second one next week. Like I said before, I only like watch new animes when I'm on my lunch break at work. That's what I came from. Yeah. And it was really good. It didn't end. See, now I can't really say that. Anyway, it didn't end badly, but it very much ended. Like, if there hadn't been a second season, I would have been pissed, in all honesty. Now, the thing is one one of the reasons I didn't know there was a second season is because I never assumed that any anime that I want to watch has a second season, because, like, none of the animes that I really like fucking get a second season. Well, I wouldn't say none. I mean, obviously some do, but either way, not many of them. But, like, I was watching just some music videos and whatnot on YouTube, and I was watching one that it's one where they, you know, edited a bunch of animes together to make it, right, and that was one of them. Well, actually, that particular song may have just been that anime, but either way, so I read somewhere in the comments that somebody was tweeting, or was really hoping that they would do a season 3 for it, which confused me, because at the time I was like, season 3, damn, don't you, I mean, it's asking a lot when it doesn't even have a season 2, and then I went and looked and was like, oh, right, I'm an idiot. So yeah, I'm really hoping that they at least do. Yeah, let's just say that at no point does anybody actually open up the locket with the key, and I'm really hoping that at some point in season 2 that the locket gets opened. Like, I don't even care who opens it, because like I have my theories that I don't want to say, to not spoil it for anybody who decides to go and watch the show. But like I have my theory as to how that's going to go down, and but I have no idea whether or not my theory will be proven right. I mean, like, there's been a few animes there where like I've guessed wrong on how they're going to do things, but wait, nope, that's not it either. Which way is map down? Yeah, okay, that is the way I came from it. And I've guessed wrong. Guessing wrong is obviously the correct term, because that's not what happened, but I feel like there's been times where I've thought of much better endings than the anime actually had, but at the same time, the endings I thought of would have actually ended the storyline, which is like one of the main things like that annoys me about anime, in all honesty. Like, I love it. I'll never stop watching it. I don't know. Like, I love it. I'll never stop watching it, but, like, well, probably never stop watching it. But, like, there's so few that'll actually, like, just finish a storyline, right? Like, that one, My Next Life is a Villainess, right? Love that anime. Watched the first season a couple times. And saw that I think I only watched it once before I found out that it had a second season. And then before I watched the second season, I just rewatched the first. But, yeah, like, when I saw what its premise was, right? I was like, okay, how are they going to stretch this into, like, multiple seasons, right? Because it's like, damn, that's going to end up being, like, it's going to end up being one long-ass fucking game that she somehow got stuck in if they stretch this out. No, they didn't. They did it in one season. The whole premise was that she was stuck in the role of the villain of the game that she was in. Granted, it was a dating sim. Right? And by the end of the first season, they had finished everything that was... They made it to the end of the game. Right? And then they still made a second season out of it. That was still... probably just as good, I would say. I mean... Like, I don't want to say it was worse. Like, I would say that I probably preferred the first season, but I can't say that the second season was worse than it. Like, that, like, it was a good second season. Like, they did it well. And they didn't just drag on the storyline from the first season, which was so fucking nice, because there's so many animes out there that were, like, they have a neat premise, but it's a premise that should only take, like, a season to clear up, and then they just don't, because that's all they have. Like, they feel like this is the hook, and if I do anything other than that, it, like, people are gonna stop watching it. It's like, but
so
if
you're off to find some staff now?
okay.
I don't see.
But, like, if it's good, people won't stop watching it, you know, like, and, like, there's some animes where obviously, you know, the premise, like, if you take, for example, Rising of the Shield Hero, right? The whole premise of that show, that makes sense that it's going to extend past multiple seasons, that it's going to take a long time to deal with, right? And, like, a lot can happen in between, like, the major, or in between the stuff that actually advances, like, the main plot, right? Or the main... Oh, we got some more Falmer incoming. Or, like, the main... Oh, what is it? It's not the right word. Plot isn't the right word. The main... Not altercation, the main... Whatever. The main big bad thing that's happening anyway, right? Like, a lot can happen in between there, so it makes sense, because, like, the major plot points, or the major, like, bad things happen regularly, but not, like, consistently. It's, like, it's not something... Because, like, if you watched it, right, like, the, I can't remember what they're called, the waves of something. It's been too long since I've watched Shield Hero. I might have to rewatch it. But the point is that they happen periodically, but it's not, like, a constant threat. That's it, the main threat. There we go. So, like, a lot can happen in between, right? So, like, that one makes sense. But then there's some, like this Nisekoi one, right? Where it's like, I'm glad there's a second season, because, like, the main plot of the first one was basically, oh, which girl has the key to this locket? And, like, the only reason why it takes so long to figure out, or to figure that out, is just because none of them will fucking, like, own up to anything, right? Like, there's multiple times where so much could be resolved if they just stop lying, you know?
So you're off to find some staff.
And
now?
it's not like, oh,
I hadn't
I'm
thought of
lying
that.
because for any like real reason, right? And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, in real life, I could, you know, like, it makes sense. It's technically realistic, but at the same time, I'm watching a show advance the fucking plot, right? Oh, some more Falmer. We've got a Skulker here. But yeah, it was a really good show. Really enjoy it. Can't wait for the second, or can't wait to watch the second season. Well, I mean, obviously I can, because I'm going to, but I imagine the second season's going to be great because it's a funny show. Is this like a jail cell, I guess? Huh. But anyway. But yeah, it's like a really funny show. So I know I'm going to enjoy the second season, but it's like, if they don't fucking advance the plot at all, like, I don't know. But yeah, it's a good show. His friend is fucking hilarious too, because he's such a prick, but in the way that's funny to us. Because he's not like he's not mean or anything. He's just one of those guys who will poke the bear constantly, you know? Like, if he sees an opportunity to embarrass somebody, he's going to take it. No matter what, like he's going to take that opportunity to embarrass them as much as possible. But yeah. So I'd highly recommend watching it. Meanwhile, in Skyrim, we've made it into a new area of Mizzle. And yeah, we're slowly making our way. Oh wait, actually there was Dwarven Oil. That's the same one, nope. Sphere. Guardian. I think I actually do have a huge amount of Dwarven Oil in my ingredients bag back at the house, but not 100% on that. But anyway, yeah. Still looking for the Synod. I didn't backtrack, did I? I did. Thought this looked familiar. Have come across a couple of like work sites and dead researchers, but nothing like, but no living ones to talk about. Granted, it's a dwarven ruin that's been invaded by Falmer, so I mean that it wouldn't really be a surprise to find them all dead. I have to assume that this will probably be the whole part, because like, I don't know how long we've been going, but I feel like I talked about that show for quite a while. I think after I finish that one, there's I don't know, there's a few that I want to watch. There's like one called The Faraway Paladin, but I think that it was one that I was interested in watching. It was one of those ones where it's like,
So you're off to find some staff now?
they're where like I knew they were doing an English one, but obviously the Japanese version comes out so much faster that like I was gonna watch the Japanese version, and then if it was good, once the English version came out, I'd rewatch it, right? But I got distracted by other shows, and now like the English one is so close to coming out that like I just want to wait for that one, and I don't think that it's going to be out by the time I finish Nisekoi. And there's another one, Snow White with the Red Hair, I think is its name. That looks pretty good, and it's got a couple seasons to it. There's also a few that I'd like to rewatch, but I mean, actually I started rewatching One Punch Man. Because I was like really tired yesterday when I came home from work, so I was like, I don't really feel like playing anything or writing or anything, so I'm just gonna like lay here and watch something. I was like, you know what? I could watch some One Punch Man. It's also really weird because like I've been watching on Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll says that it has 4 seasons, and that it's dubbed. Now, here's the thing though. It has 2 seasons, and now you might say it's like, yeah, but Crunchyroll separates different languages or calls it different seasons. You are correct. It still only has the 2 seasons. It has season 1 and season 2, and neither of them are dubbed. They're both subtitled and in Japanese. So like, I don't know. Were you fucking like keeping him alive or something somehow? The hell? He seems to take a lot. Why do you have a healing part too? But yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why it would say that it's dubbed, because like it doesn't even say that it has like subtitled ones. It just says that it has dubbed versions. So unless they're not actually speaking Japanese, and they are speaking like, and it is dubbed, but normally if it isn't Japanese, they have what it is in the like in the season list, right? It'll say like season 1, and then in brackets it'll say whatever it is, right? If it's something other than Japanese, and it doesn't. It just says season 1 and season 2. But yeah, I just got the urge to watch it. Don't know why. Well, I kind of know why. I've been on my coffee breaks and not lunch breaks at work. You know, obviously I just watch different things, and I ended up watching a few of the quote-unquote fights from One Punch Man. And so like when I was like, I need something to watch, I was like, you know what? Let's watch all of One Punch Man instead of just the fights. And I watched the entire season, or the entire first season, yesterday, so in one go. Did I just get spit on again? You know, I'm thinking of like taking away her paralyzed spell, because while it's great that she uses it, I feel like she opens like every fight with it, and I'd rather her just like do damage, because by the time she gets the paralyzed spell off, the thing's like dead. Like the paralyzed spell is good on higher difficulties, because obviously, you know, you can paralyze them, take them out of the fight while you deal with other guys and that, but like when you're playing on the lower difficulties, it's generally better to just go straight damage. Okay, well, I don't think it's going to lower. See, now this makes it look like they could lower, but at the same time, they've got those bars across, and that's clearly not going to lower. And maybe I won't, because it's still too funny when she uses it. Like that guy right there, like, ha, and then all of a sudden he just like slowly tips over. Because he got paralyzed. It's too good. I can't take it away from her. I mean, obviously I could use it myself to get those moments, but it's, you know. Oh, my lockpicking's actually almost at 100. And then I can make it legendary so that we can continue to gain experience from it. God, I was watching a video, and like a lot of people in the comments also agreed with me on this. It was like side quests that you don't want to complete or something. And some of them where it's like, oh, you don't want to complete this because it turns out, haha, you're the fool, right? Like there's one in Red Dead Redemption where somebody gets you to do something and they have like this sob story, and then it turns out none of it was true. Which is one that I mean, obviously I did. I mean, I got I think all of the base game Red Dead Redemption, or all the base game single player, non-online Red Dead Redemption achievements. But there was one for Skyrim, and it was for the Thieves Guild, because during the Thieves Guild quest you get the skeleton key, Okay, but that's an alteration one, so I don't know that it... Well, actually, it wasn't glowing, so I had to have already had it. But, like, and they're like, you don't want to complete that side quest, you know, the Thieves Guild quest line. Because you have to put the skeleton, or you have to give up the skeleton key to do it, and it's an unbreakable lockpick. And, like, me and a lot of people in the comments are like, are you fucking stupid? Just complete it. You get like 1 billion lockpicks, and if you're really that worried about an unbreakable lockpick, there's a perk that you can get to get the unbreakable lockpick. Now, granted, as I said in this series, at some point, I'm sure it's a ridiculous perk to get, because, like, even right now, how many lockpicks do we have? We have 203 lockpicks right now. I have no doubt that that number will continue to go up rather than down. And like I said, like me and a lot of other people in the comments were like, you are fucking stupid. It's like, yeah, sure, don't complete the quest line to, you know, become leader of the Thieves Guild and unlock 3 additional powers. Granted, you can only use 1 at a time, but still, and none of them are like super special. In fact, one of them I do believe is a one-time use version of the master level, or like the 100 or 90 or whatever it is, perk for stealth, if I'm not mistaken. Like, none of them are great, but it's still like, yeah, don't finish the storyline. Don't, because, you know, you need to have an unbreakable lockpick. It's like, really? Now, granted, they're not the first person that I've seen say that stupid thing, where it's like, oh, I never finish that. I just go until I get the... Like, I never finish the Thieves Guild quest. I just do it until I get the skeleton key, and then I just stop, because then I have an unbreakable lockpick. And it's like, how stupid are you? Once again, 203 lockpicks right now. They weigh nothing. Like, it's not like it's taking up inventory space. It's not like they list each lockpick individually. They stack, and they don't weigh anything, so they're not... It's not like you would ever need to worry about dropping them to make space. Like, also, I feel like this part's been going on for so fucking long. Let's see, how long have we been going? Oh, well, only 40 minutes. Wow, alright. It really felt significantly longer than that. I was actually a little worried that we had gone over an hour already. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't remember like any of the other side quests that were in that video besides the Red Dead Redemption one. But like, that was the one that stuck with me because it's like such a... it's just so stupid. Because it's like, it's one of the things that you never have to worry about in this game, lockpicks. Why? Because there's like a gajillion of them. Well, actually, come to think of it, I think there was a speech perk that I wanted, right? Yeah, because I can get the fence, and then I almost have enough for that. Hopefully that's the perk I wanted. I remember that there was a perk.
So you're off to find some staff.
Update, because you should have more, so we'll dump it into mana. And then let's see, what was I raising on you? Sneak. Got 7 skills remaining, that's weird, but whatever. There you go. And now your sneaks raised. Alright. Just in case we decide to go stealth at some point. More traps. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, because like, I get, like, some of it may stem from like Oblivion, because like in Oblivion you do a quest in order to get the skeletons. right? And like that's your main reward. That's like one of the Daedric artifacts that you can get in Oblivion is the skeleton key, which is once again an unbreakable lockpick. And now I do remember during one of my playthroughs, I think one of my early playthroughs, I actually was running out of lockpicks, but then I found this guy that's like outside of the capital there. I don't remember what the name of the capital is, but whatever. It's he's outside the capital, like along one of the walls or something, and he sells lockpicks for like nothing, right? For like super cheap, and I think he sells like 100 of them or something. So it's like, oh, okay, one trip to him, and I no longer have to worry about lockpicks. You can also get alteration spells, and that, which I really wish that they had kept in this game, because like in Oblivion, you had alteration spells that actually open locks for you. I don't think that you got any for master locks, but you could. But if you got your alteration high enough, you could learn, or you could get spells that just opened up the.
So you're off to find some staff.
I
now?
think all the way up to
Everyone's
expert.
reported
I
that.
think locks, and you could just like cast the spell on the thing. It's like unlocked. It's like great. Oh god, I also saw another stupid post online there where it's like the next Mass Effect game shouldn't have humans, and it's like, are you fucking stupid? Because there's so many other races, they should have their turn. It's like, are you stupid? I mean, have character customizer at the beginning that lets you choose a different race, sure. But like, unless you're, and this would be a fine idea, but like, unless you're planning on making the setting before the humans have gathered, like before the humans have met the rest of the races, like how are you going to explain just no humans left? Like what? Like how would you how could you possibly explain that? Like humans were the ones responsible for like at the end, by the end of 3, well fuck, by the end of 1, humans were responsible for like saving the fuck. Oh, look, I got a focusing crystal. This must have been what that guy was supposed to bring here. We're responsible for like saving the fucking galaxy, and by the end of 3, they saved it like 3 fucking times. It's like, how are you going to justify them just like up and disappearing? It's not like Andromeda was like, oh, we took all the humans. Because I mean, if that were the case, then they must have taken all of the Asari and Turians too. So like, yeah, I don't know. It was just one of those things where it's like, I feel like they were trying to like make some kind of point, but they chose like the stupidest way possible to make said point. Because it's like, if the point they were trying to make was that, you shouldn't be forced to play as a human, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Make a storyline that doesn't require that, right? Like, specters are a thing now. Well, after the first game, you knew specters were a thing. So just have just have the main character be a specter, and have it where you can pick whatever race you want. You want to be an Asari? Done. You want to be a Krogan? I don't know if there are Krogan specters. I would imagine so. I mean, okay, where are we going here? It looks like I have a door. That's back to the boilery, which is cleared apparently. Oh, and the airdrome is also apparently cleared. Okay. So I have a door behind me that I haven't gone down, right? Yes, okay. But, like, yeah, I don't know. To be fair, there seems to be more and more people nowadays trying to make points, but making them in, making the point in such a stupid way that it's just, it just kind of, defeats, they defeat themselves. Because, even if their point was correct or was like a good point, the way that they've like the way they present it just like makes it invalid. Because like, well, like I said, that post there about the humans and that, like, their point was that there was other races that could have that deserve some time in the spotlight. It's like, okay, so take away all the humans. See, now you're a fucking moron, and why? And nobody's going to listen to you. And I feel like there's like, just seems to be more and more of that going on lately. Oh, hello, Centurion Master. Alright. Diamond from him. Alright. Wonder if I'd let him out if he would have roamed around a bit or just chilled in this room. I imagine he just probably would have stayed in this room. Man, if you wanted some fucking dwarven ingots, man, this place would. You could fucking clean up in this place. Granted, you would have to use like one of the or I guess just get the steed stone. I guess that lets you, because I think it's the steed stone, doesn't it? Or is there a perk somewhere that lets you move normally while overburdened or something? Oh no, I might be thinking of in Fallout 4 there's a perk that lets you use stamina to move normally while you're over encumbered, and then lets you fast travel. There is the steed stone in this game though, where I can't remember if I don't think it lets you run. I think it gives you like an extra 100 inventory weight and lets you fast travel while you're over encumbered, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what that one does. Okay, so since that's the way we need to go, we'll explore this way first. Master lock, but that's fine. Well, at least we know we're close. Really? Okay, it's definitely not that way. There we are. But yeah, I don't know. Last couple of years, really, is when people just started to get dumber and dumber, it seems. But it's not really a surprise, I guess. Alright, so I think we're almost to the end of this. Although I am surprised that it showed that this place was cleared, and I still had that like on the map. It says cleared at the top, and it showed that before I killed the Master Centurion there, which is really weird, because normally to get cleared you have to kill all of the enemies, right? And especially like a dwarven, like a Centurion Master there, like, yeah, it's a pretty big enemy to like not require.
Gavros, is that you? I'd almost given up hope. Let me get the door.
You're not Gavros.
What the? Need something?
Who are you?
Doing here? What have you done with Gavros?
I came here looking for the Synod.
And just why would you be doing that? Oh, it doesn't matter now. Gavros is never coming back. And he was supposed to have the crystal. Without that, we're lost. It's all been for nothing. So congratulations, whoever you are. You found the Synod. Just me, alone. Surrounded by angry machines and angrier Falmer.
What's this about a crystal?
It didn't work the first time. I tried to tell Gavros, but he wouldn't listen. No, it won't be too cold, he said. Well, I was right, wasn't I? Focused completely wrong by the time we got here. The cold had warped it. Gavros had to cart it all the way back to Cyrodill. Left the rest of us here to fend off the damnable Falmer.
happen to have found a focusing crystal. Is this what you were looking for?
You found... How in the world? That's it? That's it! I don't know who you are, but you may have just saved this little project. In fact, who are you anyway?
I'm with the College of Winterhold.
You are you? Savos wouldn't even grant us an audience when we came to you, but now you come here expecting something from me? I don't much like this, I'll tell you. But you saved my skin, so maybe I can overlook the past for now. Come on, I'll explain on the way. No matter what Gavros said, this was my idea first. The Council is going to know that when I get back. I was the one who thought of using this oculory. I don't know what the dwarves called it. Something unpronounceable, I'm sure.
I mean, most of their
From
shit's
all our
pronounceable,
research,
not
it
by
seems
me.
they were intent on discerning the nature of the divine. This machinery, all of it, was designed to collect starlight, and then, I'm not sure, split it somehow? It was my idea to replace one of the key elements with our focusing crystal. Months of enchantments went into it. Let's just hope they got it right this time.
Hopefully. Well, actually, you know what? I do believe if this... I think, because he said something about it being too cold, right? I think if I do this... if I'm not mistaken, we'll need to use these.
Here it is. Magnificent, isn't it? Took an incredible amount of work to get it running again. Now I'm hoping it'll all be worth it. Place the crystal in the central apparatus, and we can start the process for focusing it.
So you're off to find some staff now? I don't see the point of that.
Oh. There we go. There we are. Fucking get up the steps. Spell tune. Tomb or tome? Don't know. Oh, right, I'm turning those down. Okay, so this turns the middle one, but clearly it's not going to. Like, none of these look like they're going to line up. Because, I mean, there's not one that's even on. Yeah, they're like, that's the only one that's even close, right? Now, where did he go? Here he is.
Yes?
What do I do?
Now the crystal needs to be focused. It was created so far away. We knew that some adjustments would have to be made. Heating and cooling the crystal will cause it to expand or contract, which will change how the light passes through it. You'll need to use spells to do that. Being from the college, I assume you know them already. There should be a few basic tomes around here somewhere in case your training is even more substandard than I've heard.
Well, I mean, you're guaranteed to have flames in this game no matter what. Okay, so let's see. Is it doing anything? Oh, there we go. Oh, I see, it was already. Okay, well that seems to be shifting
So you're off to find some staff now? I don't
like
see the point of that.
significantly more than I want it to. Okay, well that's still fucking worthless. Okay, that one's in the middle, that one's... There we go. What the hell do I... Oh, because there's like that little bit of a lip there. Alright. Oh, that one has to go so far around.
So you're you're off to find some staff now? I don't see the point of that. So you're off to find some staff now?
Okay, really
I
not.
don't see the
Fuck
point
off.
of that. Okay, got it.
Good girl.
Anything else?
Okay, so the bottom one is good. Okay, and the middle one is good.
Years of work.
There we
Finally
are.
going to pay off. But what's this? These results. They're not at all what they should be.
No?
This projection should be lit up like the night sky. Something is creating an incredible amount of interference. Something in Winterhold, it looks like. What are you playing at? Is this some attempt to stall my work? So what is it? What have you done? Did you know what we were attempting? Are you here to make sure your plan worked? That our efforts have been for nothing? Well, explain yourself.
Did something go wrong?
Go wrong? Go wrong? Everything is wrong. Everything. Whatever you have at that college has completely interfered with our work here. How did you do it?
I haven't done anything, I swear.
But it must be something you're doing. There's no other explanation. You have something at your college, don't you? Something immensely powerful. Beyond anything I've anticipated. What is it?
We might have something, yes.
Well, now, this I hadn't considered. If that's taken into account, these results make more sense.
What are you talking about?
You're looking for something, yes? The Staff of Magnus. Well, even if you are trying to ruin my work, there's still something to be learned here. I can't explain the details. That would be giving away many secrets the Synod have learned over the years. Also, I doubt you'd be able to comprehend the details. Have you seen the orrery in the Imperial City? It was the inspiration for this idea. Instead of projecting the sky, we project all of Tamriel, and then harness the latent energies to overlay the positions of... What's important is that all of this work was designed to reveal to us sources of great magical power. Purely to help safeguard the Empire, of course.
Of course.
And yet, in the end, only 2 locations have been revealed to us. One is your college. The other, well, that can only be Labyrinthine. So, mage from Winterhold, despite your intentions, I've beaten your little game. Even if all you've said here is lies, I know you have something in Winterhold the Synod Council will be very interested in. So fine, trudge off to Labyrinthine in search of your staff. I shall return to Cyrodill and deliver my full report to the Council. This is not over, I assure you.
I think you've been in here too long. You're crazy.
Am I? Am I? I think I've discovered more here than I could have hoped to. Your trickery won't confuse me.
So the Staff of Magnus is in Labyrinthine.
Well, yes. Probably. I mean, yes. Certainly it is. But that doesn't matter now, because I know you're hoarding something even more important at your college. The Council will be informed of this. They will find out what you're up to.
I don't know how. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
we're
that
done
they
now.
have no,
So you're off to find... Of course. Let's go.
pretty sure they have no, like, authority over the college, so I don't know what exactly they can, hope to achieve. Alright. But now we got the location, Labyrinthine. I think when we were there last time I did say that we had to come back for the, Mage's College for the one area, so we did already go through a couple areas there. Because I think there's like basically 3 locations. Okay, I don't have this book, which is odd. Same with that one. Also odd that I wouldn't have that. Pretty sure I do though, so. Although I do believe that out of everything that I did after the last part, yeah, I never actually went through all my books. Nope.
You have done well thus far.
Oh.
Trying times are ahead. It is imperative that you return to your college at once. You will be called on to take swift action, rise to the challenge, and discover what you are capable of. You are on the right path, and you will prevail.
Okie dokie. You know, they really are a weird group of people, because it's like we don't interfere with stuff. Meanwhile, like they say that while they're interfering with stuff, right? So it's like do you or do you not interfere with stuff? Okay, so I think we'll actually end the part here before we go back to the college, because that's got to be at over an hour now. And when we get back to the college, there's like a whole thing that we have to go through. So that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you on Thursday for more.